Are there others out there that would like to speak? Okay, well, let's turn it back over here to council. What do we want to do, everybody?
I have just a couple things I
Brandy?
would like to just kind of discuss amongst us. Is now the, okay. So I would like, with all the different options, ideas about the Tot Park and parking up on Indian Hills and hours and all these things and lights, can we be sure that there will be some neighborhood public process to help with to find out what the people there want to be incorporated into this? And
When we go through the park planning process, we absolutely, I mean, this is Parkland dedication, and we absolutely would bring in the public. We've gone through 4 of these in the last few years, not exactly this kind, but brought in the public, advertised it. Those that are fairly local to the property, we give direct mailings to invite. I mean, that's what it's all about, is what the public wants.
thank you. And I'm just still not sure if there's an advantage to the city having that part that's really difficult. I mean, even, I know what you were saying about there maybe being a path along Southview there, along that skinny little piece, but it's so steep. I mean, if that part isn't really usable for us, do we want to have the responsibility of those retaining walls? And is there an option to just say, we'll do the exchange, but we don't want that part?
Well, what's everybody else think?
Well, I was going to say that despite potential perception of my questioning, it was mostly just to determine whether the swap is really in the best interest of the city or not. And as you know, Dwight, I am a great fan of non-traditional parks. And so I think that having the entirety in a non-traditional park sense, availing people of different experiences for recreation and leisure, the swap does, in my mind, make sense, and I think it's quite a good idea, especially with the idea of the edible forest included. So I think the variety of topography and vegetation that's possible there, you could have a continuation of a non-edible forest across that steeper section through there that could also serve as an educational focus point for other folks. So to my mind, I think it's a good idea to go forth and do the swap out.
Can you go back to your squiggles again?
I think I deleted it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Come on, we know that's not true. Dwight's got to be, there you
There
go.
it is.
Because is it correct that the part in the slide that you just showed us with the trees on it is just the little non-green part to the north and west of the red line, between the yellow and the red dots?
On the
So
bottoms.
what you can see there is
That's
this
where it
area.
is.
And there, it is kind of a bend right there, so you couldn't see the whole thing, but
Okay.
what you could see is right there. I don't know when this picture was taken. This was, off of Google Earth. So you can see the trees are pretty small in this. They're considerably larger now. And I don't know, just getting back to your question of whether it would be worth it, like I said, that's why I had that original red line. My first thought were concerns, but listening to various people on this, I don't know. I think it's worthwhile. It also gives us some control of what's happening along there as well.
And the discussions amongst all the commissions, they were in favor of keeping that little snout
Yes.
part that comes out
Yes.
to the east.
And I specifically brought that up,
Okay.
just to,
Okay.
I was kind of the lone voice on that one.
If we don't have any more discussion, I, Your Honor, would like to move that we approve the Parkland Exchange and Dedication Agreement between Indian Hills Trading Company, LLC, and the City of Moscow regarding parkland for the Indian Hills 8th Edition subdivision and the remaining adjacent unplatted Indian Hills Trading Company property.
Second.
Okay, well, we have a motion by Gina and a second by Ann to approve the Parkland Exchange Dedication Agreement between Indian Hills Trading Company LLC and the City of Moscow regarding the parkland for Indian Hills 8th Edition subdivision and remaining adjacent unplotted Indian Hills Trading Company property. Further discussion with anybody?
I do have
Brandy?
one question. If this passes, and I know in the future, coming to city council is the rezone, how does the timing work if there's a stumbling block there and we've already approved the Parkland Exchange?
Gary, you want to address that, please?
So you're asking how it affects the plat?
Well, I mean, I know that the rezone, one of the conditions was that this Parkland Exchange happens.
Exactly.
What if the Parkland Exchange happens and then the council doesn't approve the rezone?
Parkland exchange has already happened. It doesn't go back. You could make it conditioned upon that, but then you have a condition on a condition. I would not recommend that.
Okay.
Other discussion? I'll start the roll with Jim.
Aye.
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 Okay,